Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the gallery. I hope you've got a comfortable chair and your mug of tea or coffee, glass of wine, soju, or favorite pint in hand, ready to rest. Today, we're considering a film about boxing. As much as I'm interested in martial arts, katas, and sparring, I'm not really a boxing fan and I'm fairly ignorant of this sport. Yet, I find this film compelling each time I watch it. This is the 2021 Japanese movie Blue. I read that the director, who is also the screenwriter of this film, has 30 years of boxing experience, and also that the male lead trained for 2 years for his role as a boxer. This is not a dramatic, glorious depiction of boxing with a necessarily feel-good ending. I mean, the title of the movie kind of gives it away, right? Blue is a color that represents a melancholy mood, being sad, being frustrated. In this world of boxing, blue is also the color of the challenger, the lower-ranked fighter sitting in the underdog corner. This is a more realistic, measured portrayal of the sport of boxing, and a glimpse at some of the cost of pursuing such a passion. The slower, controlled pacing of the movie conveys the daily routines, the mundane, and also the very human and raw aspects of working at this sport at this level. This film is about more than boxing, though. It opens out into territory relatable for everyone as we consider the themes of failure and success, losing and winning, weakness and strength, and may ask the question, what is true strength, true success, a life well lived? I think this movie illustrates the idea that pursuing your passion, your goal or dream, without love, without giving of yourself to help and care for other people, does not equal true success, even if you seem successful or seem to be winning. Or put the other way, pursuing your goal with love, with kindness and care for others means that even if you fail, you still succeed on a deeper spiritual level because you went about it the right way. So the theme quote I've chosen comes from a Christian monk, Brother Lawrence. God regards not the greatness of the work, but the love with which it is performed. This is a person who had the rather unglamorous task of washing the dishes, the pots and pans for his monastic community. He knew something about a quiet, behind-the-scenes action of lovingly serving others and orienting his work as prayer and love for God. Now for some images from the movie that illustrate this theme. Here's our male lead getting knocked down and out, yet again, in a match. Afterward, he smiles like it's no big deal as he talks to his longtime friend since childhood, but she realizes that his smile is really masking a lot of built-up frustration and pain. When we enter the story, our main character has been on a losing streak for a while, so at first glance, he's a loser at boxing, a sport he's been working hard at for years and years, and he's also a loser at getting the girl he's loved all along, since his time in high school, it seems. He doesn't win his matches. There is no knockout punch thrown by him. He doesn't get the girl. But is he a loser? Some of the other gym members who are supposed to train with him and accept his teaching make hurtful comments like, "I don't want to train with losers. I don't want to take advice from a loser." And our male lead is quite aware of this attitude, but unwavering in his kindness toward these boxers. He doesn't retaliate. What appears to be weakness is really strength here, I think. Later on in the movie, his friend even says, talent and passion aren't the same thing. Our male lead has got all the passion, but his high school friend and the gym's best hope for a championship title has all the talent. Despite our male lead's lack of winning, I still see that he shines as a person. Our male lead reminds me of the character of Jyn Erso from Rogue One, which is my very favorite Star Wars movie and such a meaningful story of self-sacrifice. Another character in the movie Rogue One, speaking about Jyn and explaining why he chooses to follow her leading, says this very thing about Jyn. She shines. And it's all because of her love for her father and her willingness to do the right thing and help others. In the same way, I think our male lead is a shining character because of his willingness to come alongside the other characters and quietly help them to excel. He knows the sport of boxing so thoroughly. He analyzes moves and the matches and tactics of other boxers. He understands the science of boxing and takes detailed notes and shares his notebook with his friend, who has the actual talent and is successful in the ring, but in no small part because of the good, solid help and advice from the male lead. Our male lead trains and spars with other members at the boxing gym in order to help them improve their game. He is a giver rather than a taker. I see him as a willing instrument of love. I was interested to see that the t-shirt he wears before each of his boxing matches has some very interesting and appropriate words printed on it. On the front are the words, "Rooted in Christ's love," and on the back is a passage from the book of Isaiah, "Here am I, send me." These are the words of Isaiah when he volunteers for service. Whether that was intentional or not by the director, I think it still illustrates beautifully what we see in this guy. And by contrast, the friend, who appears to be the successful winner, the guy who gets the girl and wins the matches, comes across as pretty selfish and self-absorbed at times, I think. He's not really there for his girlfriend or noticing what's important to her, for example. But to be fair, we also see that he's struggling with the wear and tear on his brain because of boxing and seems to have the early signs of dementia. The end for our male lead is a bittersweet thing. His choice at the end is realistic, probably, but I can't help feeling conflicted, and part of me hopes that he'll go on eventually to be a boxing coach in the future or something like that. All the time he invested in boxing, though, wasn't a waste, to the extent that it was done with a love that gives. We can see that his passion for boxing is still there. Boxing got under his skin and just won't go away. As always, the last segment of my review is music related to the theme of true winning and genuine success that is rooted in deep, authentic love. Today I've got two songs to share with you all. Up first is Clearest Blue by the Scottish band Churches. Thanks to my friend Hannah for introducing me to this song. For me, it's a great dance song with lyrical substance, and I've added it to my playlist for my morning run because of its driving rhythm. I think the opening line of the song speaks to our need for God's love and light to be manifested in close human connections, especially when we're in dark places like sadness, grief, depression. We're given these words: "Light, it's all over us, like it always was, shaped by the clearest blue, but it's not enough." And later on, we get the powerful question repeated: "Will you meet me more than halfway?" I can't help thinking about the one who will meet us all the way, every single time, and stoop down right next to us and hold us close. The second song is Blue, and it's sung by Jackson Wang, a member of the K-pop group GOT7. Again, the lyrics speak to our need for relational, deep love in the midst of pain and brokenness. "When I'm broke and I'm stressing, I know you'll stay by me. When I feel disconnected, you're all I need. When the water runs dry, I know that I can always come find you. You're the only one that picks me up when I'm so blue." If you want to listen to the songs, just click the links that I've listed below in the description. Thank you all for your company in the gallery today. Until next time, as we go on our way, let's do our best to stay awake, to gather the beautiful.